In a stroke of luck, an old man stumbled upon a golden antique. Curiosity got the better of him, and he couldn't resist fiddling with the switch on the mysterious object. Suddenly, the antique whirred to life, extending 6 shimmering golden tentacles. In the blink of an eye, the tentacles lunged forward, piercing the old man's hand. Wincing in pain, he yanked them out, vowing never to touch the creepy thing again. But as night fell, strange things began to happen. The old man wandered into the living room for a drink of water and found himself inexplicably drawn to the raw beef in the fridge. Thankfully, he managed to resist the urge. Hoping to clear his head with some fresh air, he tried to open the window, only to find the wounds on his hand unbearably itchy. No matter how much he scratched, the itch persisted. Desperate for relief, he retrieved the antique from earlier that day and placed it on his hand once more. As the claws pierced his palm, the old man felt a twinge of pain, but it was overshadowed by an overwhelming sense of pleasure. The next morning, as the old man stood in front of the mirror to wash up, he was shocked to find that he looked years younger. Even his wife was taken aback, as if he had magically turned back the clock by a decade overnight. Later, the old man arrived at his antique shop for work, only to find it completely trashed. To add insult to injury, the culprit had even left a business card on the table. It turned out that the day before, a customer had come in and purchased an angel sculpture for a cool $1 million. However, the old man had neglected to mention that he had already removed the valuable object hidden inside the sculpture. Furious, the customer had returned to exact revenge. Determined to get compensation and uncover the secret of the golden nugget, the old man tracked down the address on the business card. To his surprise, he found himself face to face with a wealthy man battling cancer, desperate for the golden nugget to save his life. The wealthy man handed the old man a book detailing the origins of the golden nugget. It was called The Devil's Silver Claw, created 500 years ago by a terminally ill wizard who sought eternal youth. The Devil's Silver Claw granted its user everlasting vitality, but also cursed them with an insatiable thirst for blood. Tragically, the wizard had been killed in an earthquake before he could use his creation. The wealthy man demanded that the old man hand over the Devil's Silver Claw, threatening to harass his family if he refused. Left with no choice, the old man reluctantly handed over the box. But when the wealthy man opened it, he found nothing but an iron lock inside. Enraged, he swore to make the old man pay. However, when the old man returned home, he discovered that the Devil's Silver Claw, which he had carefully hidden, had vanished. After searching the entire house, he finally found his granddaughter hiding behind the curtains on the top floor. The little girl, worried that the Devil's Silver Claw would harm her grandfather, had hidden it away. The old man promised his granddaughter that he would never use it again, and she reluctantly returned the Devil's Silver Claw to him. But how could he resist the temptation of eternal youth? From that day forward, the old man became a regular at various entertainment venues. But one day, a bizarre incident occurred. Upon seeing a puddle of tomato juice left by a customer on the floor, he couldn't resist the urge to lick it up. Lost in the moment, he was caught off guard when Nick suddenly kicked him unconscious and dragged him to a remote area, pushing him and his car off a cliff. The old man's son quickly learned of his father's demise and arranged for his body to be stitched up and cremated. But in a shocking twist, just 1 second before the coffin was pushed into the furnace, the old man's corpse vanished into thin air.